Okay, so welcome back to some more MXGP Pro. Today I want to do something quite a bit different. I think it'll be kind of fun. It's kind of like a real-life comparison. Somebody was asking me, sorry I forget your name, but I do remember you. You were asking what I thought about the WW Motocross Ranch in the game. So instead of just giving you my thoughts and opinions on it, I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a comparison of the in-game version to the real-life version. So we're going to jump into this, kind of set up the video doing a couple laps, and then we'll start the comparison after that. Alright, so here we are at the WW Motocross Ranch in MXGP Pro. I want to run this lap and kind of explain to you the video and how it's going to go a little bit. The first thing I want to say is, when we do the comparison, it is going to be in first-person view because it just works better. And then the clip, if you're curious about the real-life clip that's in this comparison video here, check the link in the description. There is a link to his video. He was shredding, did a great job, but I believe the video... that clip was recorded at the end of last year, so the track looks a little bit different than it did during the MXGP race, a little bit. So it's not totally fair to compare it like that. I did see real life footage of the track around the time they did the MXGP race here, and it was pretty much identical. I think it might have been identical. So the comparison's a little off, but the videos that I saw of it just were kind of sketchy and not really that good, and you couldn't see they just weren't that good. This was the best one, so you'll kind of be able to compare it and see the scaling, and it's just try to remember that it was recorded later, so they did do changes. It doesn't mean that Milestone didn't get this right, because I think they did. I think they got the track pretty much identical to what it should have been, but the real life footage that is used in this video was recorded at a much later date, so it's normal for them to make small, subtle changes, and we can kind of talk about that after the comparison finishes. So I'm going to let you watch this. I'm not going to talk through it, and then when it finishes, we can discuss it after that. Alright, so there you have it, the comparison. So, I mean, I really think they did a good job. It feels like the scaling of the track was pretty good. I heard some people say the scaling wasn't quite right, and I never would argue with you if you've actually been there and been on the track, you know, or were there for the race. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying from the video and the real life clip and the game, the scaling feels pretty good. Here we're just running the GoPro cam mode. You can only access this camera in replay mode, so this is in replay. I already did the race and then went back and wanted to change some camera angles, and I should have used this one for the comparison, but the reason I didn't is because the camera, it's kind of wonky. It gets really shaky in some of the corners, like excessively shaky, more shaky than it should be. So for that specific reason, we didn't do it. Plus his visor is like ghosting a little bit. It's kind of weird. I mean, it looks really cool, and I thought we'd throw it in here, but that's the main reason why I didn't choose to use this clip for the comparison. But I mean, back to the track, there was some changes. You could clearly see where some of them were. One being like before the finish line, instead of turning left and then turning right, it just turned left and went straight to the finish line. So there were a few small changes, but overall I think it was pretty accurate. I think the scaling looked pretty good. Even the color of the dirt looked pretty good. I mean, I think the areas outside of the track were a little more on the white side because, I mean, it's in Florida. I think it was Jacksonville, so I don't know. I don't know what the dirt looks like there or how sandy it is there. I mean, I just assume if Florida's all sand, but yeah, no, just kind of joking. But seriously, I feel like the only thing was on the outside of the track, it seemed to be a little bit lighter in real life and a bit darker here in the video game. I mean, there's a clear difference. Even in the game, you can see it right now, but the track itself was about this color. The scaling felt good, and just really the only difference was a few spots where they probably changed it. And I did mention that the video clip was, I think it was from like December of last year. So it was a while after the MXGP race. So it doesn't surprise me that they do changes like that. Small changes, you know. I would have been surprised if they would have moved to like one of those big tabletops because that's a lot of work. Even if you have like a giant payloader or bulldozer, that's still a lot of work. That's a lot of dirt to move. So I'm not surprised that a lot of those things were in place, or that big hill that they kind of built, and like even what section was I thinking of? There was a section shortly after that big hill. You came back around, and there was a bunch of, well, I think in real life it was supposed to be like doubles, and then I don't really know what it was. That section was kind of gone in the video clip, but overall, I think they did a really good job. Like, I'm gonna give them like an A+ for this because like I mentioned earlier, I did see the track for the MXGP race, and it looked to be spot on. It just, this video clip was a lot better quality, and I think it just showed the track better. So can't fault Milestone for not doing anything wrong. I do believe that the actual track was set up exactly like this. I think they got it to a T perfect. It was more about the scaling and how narrow or wide the track looked, or just the color of the dirt and everything. But wow, really good job. I'm really happy with what they did. So I think that's gonna about wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments if you did and what you think. What are your opinions? Do you think they did good or not good or whatever? I don't know if this will be a series. I don't even know what it'll be called. If it's something you want to see more of, again, make sure to let me know in the comments, and we can do some more video game to real life comparison, because it was kind of fun doing this. It's kind of interesting to see, you know, how close did they get, how accurate were they. And for this, like I said, A+. They did a great job, and yeah, that's about it. So you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately, and until the next video, take it easy.